Squats. You gotta do them. Weightlifters love to squat. Let's take a look at the biggest squats, the best squats, some of the most exciting squats from the last month or so in the weightlifting world. We're going to kick things off with a battle that I think is going to be really exciting at the European Championships. Mihaela Cambei from Romania versus Giulia Imperio from Italy, the women's 45s. Mihaela just posted a video. She's a Romanian 45, squatting 140 kilos for a double, followed by a 145 kilo single. Now, that 145 kilo single is, within a few kilos of triple body weight. It's pretty impressive, and she does it kind of fast. I mean, the 140 makes it look like the 145 would be quicker, but it was done straight before the 45, so no wonder she was just a little bit more fatigued there. So she's going to be going up against Giulia Imperio at the upcoming European Championships. They start, I think it's April 15th, so we're only a few weeks away now, and you know where you're going to be able to watch it, which is kind of exciting. We'll announce that at some point later. Giulia just hit 120 kilos. She worked up to 120, and then there's another video of her from maybe a month ago, I think in the Weightlift House t-shirt, doing 120 kilos for a set of 4 as well, which is pretty exciting. I think one of the interesting things, though, about these two is how, they actually lift pretty similarly. They're both able to snatch high up into the 80s. Mihaela may be able to push into that 90 kilo range, very low 90s, depending on her shape. And then they're clean and jerking, over 100, under 110. And yet the difference in leg strength is really noticeable between these two. We very rarely see Giulia Imperio over the 120, whereas Mihaela Cambei very regularly pushing above 140. Let's stick with Italy briefly. Giulia Misrandino hit 150 kilos. She's the Italian 71. She just hit 150 kilos for a set of 4, and then 147 kilos for a 1+2, a pause +2 full. She's going to be competing next month in the 71s against, we've got the world record holder Loredana Toma, who's going to be obviously looking to take the gold, but hopefully set some more world records at Europeans. We've also got Sarah Davies. It's going to be a fun session, that women's 71s. Sticking with squats and now moving over to maybe the most impressive squat from the last few weeks. Artyom Antrov from Kazakhstan, my boy Artyom, very nice guy. I speak to him every time I see him in the training hall. Really friendly, really funny. He just hit a 310 kilo back squat, so that is 682 pounds. And then a couple of days ago, 322 kilos. So he's a 102 now. Having moved up from the 96s, 102 will be where he aims to compete at the Olympic Games. And realistically, he'll qualify. He'll be top 8 in the world. So he'll make it to Paris at 102, as long as he doesn't get injured. He also has the craziest snatch to clean and jerk ratio. He's a relatively terrible snatcher and an unbelievable clean and jerker. He just did another 220, I think it was, in training the other day, jerk 240. But 322 kilos, is that 700 pounds? I can never remember the pound conversion for 700. I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600, like the back of my hand. It is over 700 pounds. In fact, it is 708 pounds. That's about as heavy as it gets for a 102. And then we got an honourable mention for his teammate, not known for his squatting, known for his snatching, Nagisa Adilatuli, who has been up and down between 89 and 96. Where he's going to beat the Asian champs, I don't know. He was 96 at Worlds, right? He's going to have to come down at some point. He just back squatted 290 kilos. That is a huge PR for him. Okay, from back squat to front squat, we have 2 unbelievable front squatters in the 89 kilo category. The first is relatively unknown. The second, a world champion. So the first one, Karim Kala from Egypt, who you may know as the guy who snatched 180 off blocks, cleaned 220 off blocks. So he's like world record setting in the lifts in training. He just hit 260 kilos in the front squat. Enormous lift, 118% of Carlos Nassar's world record. Certainly a weight that a lifter like Carlos Nassar or Antonino Pizzolato wouldn't be able to do. Very big. And then the world champion from Venezuela, Kedemar Vainilla, another of my guys, he went and hit the same 260 kilos. Made it look easier, which we'd expect. I mean, the guy back squatted 310 kilos recently as well. Kedemar may be in such a stacked 89 kilo category where you have squatters like Tian Tao. I think that actually potentially Kedemar Vainilla takes the biscuit there. I think he wins that as being the best squatter. But 260 front squat, like nothing for 89 kilo Kedemar. Okay, just a few more now. We're going to go to Solfrid Coanda, the world champion, the athlete who's been progressing faster than almost anyone. She's got this great linear progression from, 2021 Europeans in Moscow, all the way to now, where she's gone from maybe 230 up to a recent 265. She just front squatted 170 kilos for reps, then she back squatted 195 kilos for a triple. It's a massive back squat for an 87 kilo lifter. So she's going to be exciting at the European Championships. She should win. I'd be surprised if anyone in the 87s can beat her, but that's going to be really fun. Next up, we have a 350 kilo back squat. But before we get to it, I got to tease these bad boys. I know that they're doing their job, teasing them themselves. Those of you who've been following Weightlifting House for the last, even up until like 5 years ago, I've been talking about doing knee sleeves. And it just takes a long amount of time to get the perfect set of knee sleeves. We've been back and forth with multiple manufacturers, and we finally have them. So these are them. On the back, we've got the home of weightlifters written really nicely. On the front, obviously the WH Weightlifting House. And then kind of nicely, you know how when you're lifting and you're done, instead of pulling your knee sleeves down from the bottom, you just pull them from the top, so you kind of turn them inside out. We made sure that if you do that, what you would end up with is a WH on the inside. How cool is that? So we've got WH inside as well, so you're always repping. So for those of you wondering, these are 7mm neoprene, stronger, sort of tougher than your standard Ray-Ban neoprene. It's not going to be as strong as an SBD, but we're not going for that. We're going to bring out a 9mm pair, which we'll be able to do that at some point. This is just going to be something that certainly increases your squat, certainly increases your clean, keeps your knees warm, makes you feel stronger as you're standing up your repetitions. So we're extremely excited to be launching these in the next week and a half, something like that, 2 weeks tops. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Okay, back to the 350 kilo back squat. It could be from none other than David Leety from New Zealand. So David Leety, one of the nicest guys in weightlifting, incredibly strong. I think he famously front squatted 300 kilos in Qatar back when Weightlifting House was small, and I think we had a flag in the background. I remember I was just so excited about that. But he just hit 350. It looks incredible. He's got a little hip circle thingamajiggy around him, around his knees, presumably. You know, some people just do it because it provides just some kind of external feedback where they're squatting. They feel this thing pulling in. It just slightly cues them to push out more. And in the end, they find that either they stand up better or it reduces some kind of hip pain that they're feeling. Whatever it is, it clearly works for him. So shout out to David for the 350. Let's stick with the supers, because on the women's side, we had another unbelievable back squat. 230 kilos from Mary Tyson Lappin from the USA, aka Coach Mary, the about to say world record holder. Got ahead of myself there. The all-time American record holder in the clean and jerk, 163. She did that a year ago, I think. And then she got injured, of course, in Vegas, but she'll be back soon. 506 pounds in the back squat, 230. Absolutely incredible. So shout out to Coach Mary there. And then the final person I want to mention is the most jacked... Oh, hang on. Yeah, I'll go for it. The most jacked 67 in the world, Lee Sang. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's the most jacked. 230 kilos for a set of 5. What is triple body weight if you're 67? 201. Oh, we're way over that then. What is 4 times body weight? 240, 267, 268. Okay, we're not there yet. He'll get there soon. He said he was going to do a 260 soon, so we're approaching 4 times. So 230 for a set of 5, and then 255 for a single. The 230, that's 506 pounds. The 255 is 561 pounds. Yeah, so massive. Anyway, weightlifters got a squat, and if you need a squat, do so in a pair of the Weightlifting House knee sleeves. We're going to launch them in, 10 days, something like that. So stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.